Sí, 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 sí.
So,
On good.
is it working?
Record.
What is it? There. Wait. Ungayuwisi. No, you're right. How far up? You are forcing us to gym now. I only go once a week. Sometimes I miss it only. As you go, you get tired. No, as you grow, like I'm 33 now. So gym is the last thing in my mind. I see why people get rounder and rounder as they grow. The gym is too much.
Okay.
This looks nice. You don't want them to go upper, so they come through there. Because how are they going to go through your report? Huh?
Let me go.
Where will they stand? In front of the ribbon or behind it?
Stand here, take a picture, and then
No, I'm saying we should have gone to the third floor so they come from there.
or
Because the ribbon will be.
Cutting it from this side or that side.
But I think they must stay here to take a picture with the board, then she can cut and then go up.
Where do they take a picture first?
The
Picture first.
Yeah.
Where's Matoti? How Matoti? Matoti, your project?
You can,
Director?
We start with the picture.
if they can go up, maybe she can go.
Yes,
and then they can
yeah, we'll start with the picture and then do the ribbon cutting. So sizocela uminister azoma apha. Minister ngazoma apha. And CEO and board chair on the sides flanking the minister. Yeah, we'll look down. And then the rest of the board and the executive can come and stand on the sides. Okay, direct me. Who else must join besides PRASA and transport?
That's it for now.
Yes. Yeah, you can go in. Huh? Yeah, you can come also this side. Yeah, this side also. Yeah, that's fine then. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yes, you can also stand there. Okay.
Can you please stand behind the CEO? Yeah.
The chair. Aries chair. You can sit here. It's fine. Yeah?
Should we come one step lower so you can see the PRASA banner behind us? But now you can't see.
No, it's
Yeah, you can come
One
behind.
step.
okay. It's fine. What is the key? What is the word here? PRASA. Yeah.
No, thank you.
Okay. And then who remains? The minister and who for the ribbon cutting?
The chair and minister and the group CEO.
Okay. We'll ask the delegates to come down. Minister, the chair, and the CEO can remain. Okay. For the ribbon cutting.
Whenever they see you must
The chair of Interside also can remain. And chair of Aries can remain. Minister?
How do you say the DDG must not remain?
No, you remain. It's just that, Minister, I don't know if you'll be able to go below this. We apologize for that. Yeah, now, yes.
Also, normally it's the other way. You open.
Yeah, now we're going to break your bags. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, one more. And then let me go down. We do a countdown for the minister in 3, 2, 1. Thank you. And then director team, what happens now?
Oh, then they're going to proceed, Mr.
Okay, I'm here.
Yeah.
Back to the
Back to the venue. Oh, view. Oh, okay. An interview now? Yeah.
On the site, yes.
Okay. Just please wait. SABC is requesting an interview now. Just a short one now because of the space. We can come up, SABC? Yes.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Let's start with them.
All right.
Do you mind if we do it over there? Where it's, yeah, I don't want it to be high.
Oh,
Where it's more
Is it-
stable ground.
Okay, just
Okay.
on level footing, if you don't mind. Because
okay. Next to the banners.
Yes, that's fine.
Next to the banners.
Somebody can take care of this.
Yes.
Thank you.
The mic, okay.
No, I think we do it now. It's
Now.
on site and it just
It's
looks
on
a bit
site.
better, yes,
Yeah.
so we have the view of the development. Yeah, no, we will be at the event, but I just want to get the interviews so we can actually show visuals of the development itself. It makes sense.
Okay.
All right. All right, sir. So thank you very much.
Come.
Sorry, I think yes,
everybody's
yes.
ready.
Thank you, Director.
Okay, can we just, yeah.
Yes, may I have you guys over there by the corner?
That's great.
I'm ready. Lamia, are you ready? Okay, all right. You ready? All right. Sir, let us just get your name for a voice balance, please, if you don't mind.
Matozi Mukuba,
Designation first, please.
Chairperson of the Board of Intersight, which is a subsidiary company of PRASA.
So this development has been hailed as a historic one. What makes it so?
Now, this is the first investment for PRASA as a co-invest with public-private sector. We do have a lease agreement with the private sector for 35 years. This building will belong to PRASA. We have invested 25%, as I have said. In the first year of operation, we will be able to generate at least 41.6 million. From little money that we were generating to where we are going, I think it's a big achievement.
Any other language for me, sir?
Venda.
Venda?
Yes.
Yes, please. Explain to us the significance of this project.
Okay, the Masiari Awudi investment here right up on the Otoma Caprasa, rich co-investment with the private sector, or investor 25% equity share. It means that for the first year operation, they're going to generate 41.6 million, which is documented back to PRASA, here to sign terms of running operation here PRASA.
Thank you very much. Minister, great to you. We understand that this is all about transforming the assets into revenue generation, but also to address the issue around creating sustainable hubs for students. Explain to us how this concept came about.
PRASA has a lot of land, which in the past it was not using, reserves and so on. They're looking at how best can they make use of the land so that it generates some revenue for PRASA, and this is one other way of doing it. So this is their flagship project, which is supported by us. As the department, we are busy with the private sector participation strategy. It's already happening because they work together with the private sector, but to assist our people, to create jobs for our people, but also to make our stations to look good and to assist in addressing challenges that we face as a country. So yes, we support this and we're happy about it. And we think that it's going to happen in other stations and other parts of South Africa so that this investment happens. You will know that our passengers, they pay next to nothing in our trains, and they need to have something that compensates and makes up for that money, which is rather too low, that they collect from the passengers. And we definitely want on a continuous basis to ensure that people are able to save money for what they need other than the transportation. And this is what PRASA is actually doing through this flagship project. So for us, this is an important flagship project for PRASA, which we'll have to talk about wherever we go, but also which we are supporting. Of course, it's going to accommodate our students from tertiary institutions who many at times they come to cities not knowing where to stay. And PRASA is saying, no, we're going to provide you with that safe and secure accommodation other than the transportation itself.
You mentioned trains, Minister. It's been a challenge for a while, getting all the trains in the country, all the lines back on track again. Some progress over the past while?
We are definitely moving. PRASA operated 40 corridors before COVID-19. Before the end of this year, we'll be at 31. We therefore are recovering corridors. We are upgrading stations. We're busy, if I were to put it that way. We are busy. Where the corridors will not have been recovered in terms of upgrading, it will be because they are not PRASA corridors. They may be operating on them, but they will be Transnet corridors. But even there, we're looking at other means and ways of ensuring that the trains are running, including considering running diesel trains that may necessarily not require electricity. So it's quite a number of things that we're doing. We're happy we now are going to operate our long-distance trains for the festive season, Johannesburg, Cape Town, Johannesburg, Durban, Johannesburg, Musina. We already started in East London. So we're busy doing some work. We're not talking about things that are in writing somewhere, gathering dust. We're talking about things that we are actually doing. So here we are again to say this is what is happening. These are the buildings. It's been done now. We're waiting for students to take occupation come the beginning of the year. So things are happening, which I think is good, and it's something that we can celebrate as a country.
If no one else has a question, just one last one.
Okay.
Just the last question, Minister. I understand that the civil society organization Unite Behind is taking PRASA and yourself to court over the issue around rail devolution. Do you have a comment on that, please?
They have a right to go to court for anything. If they go to court, we'll always meet in court. They put their case, we put our case. The judge decides as to who is right and who is wrong. So that doesn't worry us at all.
Okay. One last word from the CEO, and then we can.
Do we have another language for Minister?
And your isiXhosa on the adverts is brilliant.
Minister, if you will just in a nutshell explain to us why this project is hailed as a landmark project and what your department as well as PRASA aims to do around generating revenue but also creating these hubs and spaces around stations in South Africa.
Njengoba sishilo iPRASA inomhlaba omningi engawusebenzisa nganoma iziphi indlela. So enye yazo le esebenzisa iPRASA yokuthi yakhe abantu bakhona ukuzohlala khona kulesi sikhathi sibukela abantwana besikole abazohlala la ukuze bakhona uku-attenda beya ezikoleni kuma universities, tertiary institutions, kulula benendawo ehlanzekile, benendawo secured, safe again. But also uma kufanele bagibele isitimela kuseduze la begimela khona isitimela behle bangene endlini la beqashe khona. So lena
Sorry, can we start that again? I'm sorry, yeah.
Apologies, Minister.
so lena enye yama projects a city flagship projects zePRASA because ikhona la but ikhona nakwezinye indawo sisiqalile vele and sibuka nakwezinye iziteshi vele. Uma ngabe uzobuya eThekwini uzosifica eDurban. What is this one? Kwamashu. Yes. Uzoyifica vele khona. So siyaqhubeka siyayenza ukuze bakhone ukuthi bathole imali eyenza ukuthi ngoba sicharge phansi abantu abagibela izitimela zethu. So leyo mali ayibiningi kakhulu kodwa le yenza ukuthi babe nenye indlela yokugenerate irevenue through this project. So iyenza ukuthi bakhona ukuthi bachargise and then bathole imali abazoyenza ukusupplementa le esuka incane ka R7.50 ithikithi lika R14 bani return. So lena yenza lokho. So sisupporta kakhulu sikanye nabo but thina as department sibhizi nge-public sector participation strategy already isiyenzeka vele. So sizobe singasakhulumi ngento esiyibhalayo but ingenzeki, sikhuluma ngento esiyibhalayo isiyenzeka futhi esijabulisa kakhulu vele.
And you're mentioning the progress, Minister, that you've made with opening corridors and the rail service in the country generally.
iPRASA ngaphambi COVID ubesebenza kuma corridors awu-40. Uma ngabe siqeda lo nyaka sobe sikhuluma ngo-31 wama corridors azobe operator uPRASA. Sizobe sikhuluma cishe ngaka PRASA onke abe esevuselelwe kahle. Sekungaba kusala mhlambe lawa ngewona ka PRASA kodwa ke asebenza kuwo. Nakhona siyabuka ukuthi la mhlambe kungathatha khona isikhathi. Mhlambe kuneyinkinga zikagesi ama line kagesi yikuphi esingakwenza ukuthatha izitimela zike diesel ukuthi ziqale operate because abantu bayayicela bayayifuna vele. So into soyihlalela phansi neboard sihlalele phansi neexecutive yePRASA sibone ukuthi ikuphi sizokwenza. Into esijabulisa kakhulu ukuthi le indlela ezinde like ukusuka eJohannesburg uye Cape Town uya eThekwini sizoqala operate manje nge-festive season because abantu bazobe bebaningi bedinga transport so that abantu bangayendaweni eyi-1 kuphela bese mhlambe kuba busy kakhulu emgaqweni siyafaka lezi zitimela kade sivule esinye East London ne-8NH already siqalile siyasebenza. So siyakujabulela lokho ngoba asisho into ingenzeki. Eyethu esiyikhulumayo sithi umhla ka-8 December siyangena isitimela, mhla ka-8 December ekuseni umuya uzosifica isitimela sihamba. Asikhulumi ngokuthi sizoqala asazi nini, sikhuluma ngedate nesikhathi nelanga nesiteshi la iyoqala khona, so that izinto zenzeka abantu bakhona uku-anticipate. So kuyasijabulisa kakhulu lokho.
Thank you. One last comment from CEO, one last question? Okay, just one.
The Minister has touched on the flagship program a little bit, but I believe this is your secondary mandate as PRASA. So what is your end goal with such a project? What do you want to achieve?
Okay, let me first start off by just indicating what the Minister has said around our primary mandate. The recovery and rebuild program is fully underway at PRASA. The Minister has indicated the corridors are recovering. We're already sitting at 26 corridors, lines that we have recovered nationally. Just here in Cape Town where we are, there are 3 corridors that we are working on to bring back. The central line, which we are dealing now with the relocation with our other partners on the corridor. Operation Bakela is fully underway, which PRASA is spearheading. And then secondly, we've got the line down to Strand, as well as the Stellenbosch line. Strand line from Strand back to Cape Town. In fact, yesterday we energized the line. The line should be operational, Minister, and a commercial service should be running before the end of this month. That's another corridor we're bringing back. The Stellenbosch line we want to bring back by December. It will be operational. Minister, as the Minister indicated, nationally we are bringing back corridors. We've already energized the line in Gauteng, where we're now connecting the 3 major cities of Gauteng. Tshwane, Ekurhuleni, as well as Johannesburg. The line is now operational. There are still some additional work that we are doing, but this is what we are launching. These are the corridors the Minister has referred to that is fully underway and we are recovering. Coming to the secondary mandate and the point raised by the gentleman there, the question, it is critical for PRASA. As we are still in the recovery and rebuild process, there are still funding challenges that we are dealing with together with our shareholder in addressing this period of recovery and rebuild. The issue of the secondary mandate therefore becomes critical in terms of generating revenue to supplement our other revenue sources. As the Chair of Intersight has mentioned, this is the first for PRASA in terms of a mixed use development, 3,200 beds in terms of for students, as well as 7,000 square meters of retail. It's only phase 1 of this development. There's a phase 2 that will come later, looking at including a hotel and so forth. And these central stations like Cape Town, like Park Station, as the Minister has mentioned, your Durban Station, are our key central stations in the city. And these become the key transport hubs within the city. Students that will be living at this facility will not need a vehicle. This facility is built right at the central station. And if you think about it, they can access any part of Cape Town, whether they're going through to Bellville, whether they're going to the southern suburbs, whether they're going through to Stellenbosch, they can access from this point. The other beauty of this student accommodation is that it's not earmarked just for one education facility. You can have students coming from Bellville, because they've got access from the trains through to Bellville, whether it is your Cape Peninsula University here in District 6, whether it's UCT, all students through the NSFAS that qualify can be here. And they've got access to the whole of Cape Town from the central station. So what the Chair of Intersight has mentioned, why it is critical during this period, is that we need to generate revenue. Our target within the next 10 years is to generate approximately 1 billion in additional revenue off our property portfolio. We have got, in terms of land, approximately 200 hectares that we've identified for development within PRASA. And this is where we are demonstrating the use of partnerships with the private sector in maximizing this opportunity. So the end game of the secondary mandate, as the question was raised, is to ensure that we can supplement our revenue income to support the moving of people sustainably within our cities as well as the long-distance transport operations. Thank you. No, I know. I'm not going to, it's going to be...
No worries. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks so much.
Only at the end,
Yeah.
11 languages.
That's our mandate.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
12 official language.
It's 12 now.
Yes,
Yes.
because no, I was hoping also they don't contribute, but if they ask me any other language, I'm going to go Russian.
No, I can't, but it's faithless of record. It can sound like
Serious. Oh, ngithola lapha. Oh, as long now I miss school. I miss school now.
It's so nice. It is lovely. You know, when we came, when they were building it, it looked small. But this is decent. Remember I complained about, hey, too small. No, decent. There is a Lisedi. Oops. Oh, here, there's somebody to explain.
Is a developer from the developer team from Aries. So he will explain the room, the design,
Yeah, so each of the students in the building, we've got 3,085 beds in total, and we are going to be providing each student with their own individual bedroom. The biggest units are sharing four students to an apartment, and they've then got their own bathrooms on that apartment as well.
Lovely. This is the heater.
That's a heater, yes. Yeah.
Can we go back to school? We're watching our time. Let's watch our time. Okay, people, let's watch our time. Except in real life, the students room will never be there'll be dirty dishes. You know. But it's a good start.
So each apartment will get serviced once a week as well.
Oh,
so we have
service.
cleaning coming in, but they don't do the dishes.
Okay. This reminds me when I was in Washington, our room was like this. Hey, they're going to fight about cleaning that stove.
Yeah, so we've got some innovative features here. For instance, we've got some innovative features on our switches here, just for the stoves. So just to prevent students leaving the stove on and preventing the place from burning down. But so they've got a timer switch up here, and that'll switch the stove on for 20 minutes, and then they've got to keep on repeating that. It's just a innovative feature that we've put into the units here, just to prevent to keep the students safe as well.
It switches itself.
Yeah, so it'll switch a timer, and then you'll only be able to switch it on every 20 minutes. So we've found that students leave a pot of oil on there, and they go off to class and they forget to switch the stove off, or they come home late from partying and they come and cook something in the middle of the night and go to bed and forget to switch it off. So just to prevent those sort of mishaps. So
Sounds very familiar.
I think we've all been there.
I think we're going back to the main venue.
There's three.
So let's mix. Yeah, no, we need to go by the program. By miss. No. Oh, this is live. You think I can keep quiet?
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. If I may have your attention, please. Is it afternoon? I just saw the most amazing development, so I'm still thinking morning. There was a breakfast table. I'm still breakfast mode. The minister is arriving, the group CEO and the executive and the board. We are about to start today's proceedings. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm round of applause for the Minister of Transport. It is Transport Month. The acting chairperson of the PRASA board, Mama Kamo, round of applause. We welcome on stage Director Matodzi, who's the chairperson of Intersight. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the PRASA Group CEO, Mr. Hisham Imran. We are about to start the proceedings. The program will be a very short one, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Andiswa Makanda. I will be the program director this afternoon. Welcome. Welcome to the Cape Town station, one of the biggest interchange stations in the city of Cape Town. Today we are here to focus on one thing in particular, that is PRASA's secondary mandate. Because our program is short, I will not spend much more time, but just to say you are all welcome. And without further ado, I would like to welcome to the podium the Group CEO, Mr. Hisham Imran, who will give a short address and a welcome and the purpose of why we are here. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the Group CEO. Let's welcome him. Thank you.
Good morning. Molweni. Goeiemorgen. It's actually afternoon already. So apologies for that. But welcome everyone. It is indeed an honor for me to stand here in front of all of you, the PRASA family. A special welcome to the Honorable Minister of Transport, Minister Chikunga, the acting chairperson of the PRASA board, Ms. Nosizwe Makamo, the board members that are present today from PRASA. The DDG of Transport is with us as well, also a board member at PRASA. The PRASA executive team, as well as the PRASA regional management team, both from Rail and CRES. And then the PRASA family at large, the media and all those present, other invitees to today's event from the developer side as well, from this significant development that we are launching. As Andiswa said, I have to keep it short, colleagues. I even left my speech behind because there's no time to go through all of that. But what I just want to quickly share with the PRASA family, and today is about our secondary mandate. But let me just reiterate again to everyone present that on the primary mandate of moving people, PRASA is firmly underway in terms of that recovery and rebuild program. And we see it every day that passes by, every week that passes by, that progress is being made in terms of turning PRASA around. And here I want us all to give a round of applause to the PRASA family. This includes the PRASA staff, management, the board, the shareholder that have contributed in this turnaround of PRASA. We are sitting today having recovered 26 corridors out of the 40. Just here in Cape Town, we've energized the line in Strand. By the end of this month, we should be introducing a commercial service between Strand and Cape Town. It's another corridor we are bringing back. Following that corridor will be Eersterrivier to Stellenbosch, the Mildersvlei line. Before the end of this year, we want that corridor back. And the team knows the pressure is on them to deliver here in the Western Cape. And then none of us will rest, Minister, in terms of the highest priority here in Cape Town, is bringing back the central line, through to Khayelitsha and through to Mitchell's Plain. The teams are hard at work, as you know, Minister, in terms of bringing back that corridor. Later today, some of us will be on site to look at Operation Bekela, which opens up the opportunities on this corridor. So these things here in just the city of Cape Town, tremendous progress and recovery is firmly underway. The job is not done, but we are in the right direction. As the banner says behind you, we are now stepping into the future. We are bringing back the corridors, we are modernizing the rail system. Just 1 minute on the secondary mandate, which is why we are here today. Significant launch today of the station development. And again, the teams from PRASA, from our partners, from the private sector in realizing this dream, which has been more than 10 years in the making, in terms of the planning, the strategy, the development around this station development. Today, we are fortunate to be here to launch this project. 3,200 beds, student accommodation, 7,000 square meters of retail. Cape Town Station will again see those passengers that we've seen 5-10 years ago, where we had over 500,000 passengers, people moving through these station halls, using our train facilities. That is where we want to be back within a few years. The numbers are picking up, it's looking very positive. And the secondary mandate, as the chairperson of Intersight will also explain to you, is critical for the sustainability of PRASA. While we are recovering and rebuilding, we've got funding challenges. And therefore, the secondary mandate of generating the revenue to supplement our subsidy that we get from government as well as our fair revenue is critical for the sustainability of this business. The secondary mandate, while it has got the term of secondary mandate, our second objective, is nonetheless a critical objective for PRASA. It is critical not only for the sustainability of rail operations, but it also contributes to the economy and the development of our cities and our rural areas. The contribution to the GDP must not be ignored that we bring as part of these developments. It is massive in terms of contributing to the city, the inner city living that we are talking about. Students that will be moving in next year into this facility will have the opportunities of having access to the whole of Cape Town, because they are right at the station, and as you know, our network feeds into the Cape metropolitan area. So colleagues, from a secondary mandate, it is something we are driving hard. The board has given a very clear mandate and been very aggressive in terms of saying, let's push and see how we start generating revenue of our secondary mandate. And we need to applaud that leadership that has come, recognizing this potential of looking at private sector development within the PRASA environment. So if you can give a round of applause for that as well, colleagues. And then, Minister, finally, before I close, is to indicate this is the first of many projects. It is not the only project that we are looking at in terms of our secondary mandate. We already got a project here in Cape Town underway in Goodwood, very advanced. We will be launching that one officially soon as well. Johannesburg Park Station, we've got developments planned there. And then as well in terms of Berea and Durban Station, as well as not forgetting some of those stations within our townships in terms of the informal economy. It's also a critical focus within PRASA to ensure that we also revive those economies within our environment. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening and enjoy the rest of the day further. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Group CEO. It is a big moment for PRASA, and it is a big moment for the secondary mandate that this is the first ever mixed-use development within the city of Cape Town. We are transforming the landscape of the city, integrating all these aspects of a railway station, what a railway station should look like, what a future of a railway station should be. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I must also congratulate the private sector, the private developers who made this vision come to life. And without further ado, Mr. Vian, if you can come forward, just to give us a bit of background and history, how we got here. I understand that it was years in the making of planning and innovating. A round of applause for Mr. Vian, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome, everyone. Her Excellency Minister of Transport, Ms. Sindisiwe Chikunga, esteemed members of your delegation, chairperson of the board, Intersite Board and members, the PRASA Board of Control, PRASA Group CEO, and PRASA Executives, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. The journey that has brought us here has been one of dedication, hard work, and unwavering belief in our shared vision to inspire and give back. It is my great honor to give you some history and background around how this project came about. Intersite, PRASA's special purpose vehicle, issued an RFP in February 2011 for the redevelopment of the Cape Town station. Aries Property Group formed a consortium with like-minded entities and submitted a bid on March 2011, and the consortium was selected as the preferred bidder. The rights application process finally culminated in approval from the City of Cape Town in 2017, that's 6 years later, with the development rights extended to be executed prior to the 1st of March 2027. At Aries, we were steadfast in pursuing this journey as other consortium members fell off. Following the PRASA board giving the project the green light to proceed, the agreement between PRASA and Aries concluded in May 2020, and as they say, the rest is history. However, this is not where the story ended. Aries, having identified a gap in the market for purpose-built student accommodation, we approached several investors to participate from as early as 2018, especially focusing on impact investing. Through this initiative, the South African Student Accommodation Impact Investments Platform, or better known as SASI, was born, with the aim of contributing to reducing the shortfall of student accommodation in South Africa, and positively impact the lives of the youth in the country, especially those that come from disadvantaged backgrounds. The investors committed in total 1.265 billion to the platform, a show of confidence in both South Africa and this initiative. I'll just skip a few lines just to be quicker. What we have now as current investors in SASI are Momentum Metropolitan Limited, the third largest insurance company in South Africa, Eskom Pension and Provident Fund, the second largest pension fund in the country and continent, and the International Finance Corporation, which is part of the World Bank. IFC also really assisted us in bringing additional investors, such as the Danish Sustainable Development Goals Fund and the Government Institutions Pension Fund of Namibia. The objective is to invest in projects which are sustainable and will deliver a positive impact to the student communities that they serve. Units on Cape Station, is a major part of this commitment and is a shining example of how the public and private sectors can collaborate successfully. One of the key investment criteria which we're proud to promote is that all our investments have to cater for 75% NSFAS students from a pricing perspective, but must not deliver lower quality amenities. And that is how we've structured all our projects. Student accommodation has the potential to bridge the gap that sets a divide between the haves and the have-nots. At our initial investment in Hatfield in Pretoria, we have hosted an average of between 75% and 85% NSFAS students since its opening in 2020. We try and create an environment which is more of a home away from home, with a student life program which focuses on academic support, social interaction, and sports participation. This project is not just a collection of plans and resources, it is a symbol of human potential, a testament to our capacity to dream, create, and inspire. It is a beacon of hope in a world that often grapples with uncertainty. A reminder that when we come together, there are no limits to what we can achieve. Congratulations to PRASA for seeing the potential of the site from both a retail and student accommodation offering. As ARIS, we hope to deliver something that you and your team will be proud of, Minister, and that your investment will live up to expectations for years to come. One last paragraph. In 2024, we'll be opening this site and another in Braamfontein, Joburg, which will service Wits University. In 2025, we'll be opening another development to service Sol Plaatje University in Kimberley. And hopefully we can deliver many more after that until we exhaust the funds that have been committed. We were excited at the prospect of contributing to the investment growth of South Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Mr. Vuyani Begwa from the ARIS Group. They are the ones who are assisting PRASA in redesigning and redeveloping this station. Now I'm going to call upon the Intersite chairperson who will explain the investment that PRASA has put in so that many generations to come can receive the dividends of this investment. Without further ado, Director Matodzi, if you can please come. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome him in the front of the podium.
Thank you, Program Director. Honorable Minister, the Board of PRASA, led by Chairperson Menokwe Makamo, the Group CEO, together with his executive team, PRASA employees, all stakeholders, the media that is present here, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to greet all of you in the name of PRASA. I would like to greet you all in the name of South Africa, our beloved country. We have gathered here today as part of celebration of this historic launch, the Cape Town launch development, and it becomes historic on the basis that it is the first of many to come where we go partnership with a private sector through our subsidiary company, Intersite, which is fully owned by PRASA. For many years, Intersite faced challenges. Intersite generated minimal revenue from its core operation, which include property development and optic commercialization. When we came in, we tried to address those challenges that Intersite was facing, mainly to make sure that there is cash injection for capital project, so that the secondary mandate of PRASA, which comes from the Transport Act, is implemented, and we can then have benefit of generating revenue. And we then took a decision that Intersite will still be here, will remain at PRASA, and Intersite will start to do business with private sector. That's why we are here today, because this project, we gave it green light to make sure that at least we can address some challenges that PRASA faces when it comes to financially. PRASA, the Cape Town Station development being the first investment, the investment in Cape Town Station means that PRASA through Intersite will be able to generate at least 41.6 million in its first year of operation. And as PRASA, we are generating it through lease agreements and as well as 25% undivided shares. PRASA will have a seat in the investors table. We must not miss this opportunity. We must participate in the investors table. We must be able to contribute. We must be able to make decisions that favors PRASA. PRASA will be part of the joint executive management structure, which is enable PRASA to govern its shares of its investment together with the private sector that we have partnered with here. As part of the approval process, we also looked at the issue of socio-economic impact that this project will make. It's a long-term project. It means that we are going to have a permanent staff that will be working here. It's additional when it comes to issue of employment. So as we open this development, we will need to ensure that job opportunities are prioritized for women, young people, and people with disability. So as PRASA, when you go to that investors table, you must be firm, you must be strong with your 25%, but also contractually, you must make sure that the socio-economic impacts, they are part of it. People of Cape Town, people of Khayelitsha, and so on and so forth, they must be able to have opportunity here. So that's why we said, when we approved, you must sit on the investors table. Over and above this development, we have other properties that we are investing on. One of them here, for you who are here in Cape Town, we have got Goodwood Station. Goodwood Station is an investment led by PRASA in PRASA land. And when Goodwood Station, it has got two phases. The first one, we are generating money from the lease agreement. The second phase, it's a retail component that we are going to assess if there is a good return for us to co-invest, and if indeed there is a good return, we are going to do that. When we go to Park Station, there is a TPID building. This building has not been utilized for many years. Only one floor was being utilized. We have recently approved the investment of PRASA being 49.9% when it comes to the co-investment, and we are going to transform that building together with private sector to make sure that at least we start to generate revenue. We don't stop there. We also look at the townships. You have Naledi Station, the city of Johannesburg. They are busy with the assessment to make sure that all approvals are done. You go to Thembalihle in Durban, we are busy with that. And PRASA has issued many RFQs for private sector to come and participate in other areas such as Silverton, in other areas such as Mabopane, and so on and so forth. The purpose for this, when we came in as the board of PRASA, we have realized that in order for us to make more money apart from running the trains, we need to act like private sector, and we need to actively participate to make sure that at least going forward, we will be able to be in a better financial position. As I conclude, Honorable Minister and colleagues, we have decided to further strengthen our corporate governance together with the PRASA board. We have decided that going forward, we are also going to make sure that within Intersight, as a subsidiary company, we go out, we look for non-executive directors who have got experience in property. We look for non-executive directors who are independent from the PRASA board, who will also help us to make sure that we further grow what we have started. We have laid the foundation, and we would like to see that in the next 10 years and so on and so forth, the billions that the groups here have spoke about, that they are achieved. I think I will end here, but we are very happy with the progress that we have made. And I would like to say, as Intersight and as the PRASA board, we have no objection that PRASA must succeed. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Director Mukuba, for those words and giving us more details in terms of Intersight and the role it plays in terms of revenue generations for the business. Ladies and gentlemen, we are closer to the end of the program. It's a tradition here at PRASA where we always recognize the hard work of our teams. So we are going to be recognizing some of the team members who are key in the work that is happening at PRASA. But ladies and gentlemen, it is Transport Month, and the theme is Siyaka, we are building. And the minister is going to come on stage to give the keynote address. But when she comes, I need everyone to follow my chant and say, Siyaka, Siyaka, Siyaka. We are building. We are building. Siyaka. We are building, ladies and gentlemen. And the minister is making sure that the country is moving. She is always here. She is supporting. She is making sure that things are happening. And I'm going to call the minister, Her Excellency Ms. Sindisiwe Chikunga, to come on stage. But bring her with Siaka. We are building.
Thank you. Halala prasa halala. Tata prasa tata. No, thank you very much, Program Director, Acting Board Chairperson, Ms. Nosizwe Nokwe Makamo, members of the PRASA Board, Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Hisham Imram, Director General, Deputy Director General, Mr. Ngwako Makai Pia, Chief of Staff, Special Advisors, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the private sector that has joined us, represented by different companies that are here. Let me start by apologizing for arriving a little bit late. We are hosting the high-level meeting on the Djibouti Code of Conduct here in Cape Town. We were requested by MO to host it, and we agreed to do that. Present at that high-level meeting are two ministers, one from Maldives in the South Asia, and another one from Yemen. When I was supposed to leave, it wasn't easy because I had to drink tea with them and then accompany them back to the plenary. And that ate into my time. I apologize for that. But of course, this is yet one other high-level meeting that is being hosted by South Africa on behalf of the International Maritime Organization, which of course means that we are recognized at that level. The Passenger Rail Agents of South Africa is indeed very happy to share these impressive achievements, which demonstrate our dedication to enhancing the quality of life for all South Africans. The project has been explained by both the Group CEO, the chairperson of the board of Intersight, but also everybody that has spoken here. So I'm not going to repeat that. I do have time pressures, of course. I'm participating in the debate at 2 o'clock in the National Council of Provinces. However, I just want to mention that what is happening here today is ensuring PRASA's long-term financial stability, which is set to be at 25% for core investment it is making here in the Cape Town station development via its special purpose vehicle, which is Intersight. This exemplifies our determination to rebrand our stations as thriving communities where people can live, where people can work, where people can play, thereby transforming them into transit hubs that provide a better experience for passengers and shoppers. We are here again today to actually see in practice the implementation of our national rail policy. It is our national rail policy that calls for working together between the private sector and the public sector. So it's not anything that is gathering dust there, but it is exactly what we are implementing here today. I just want again to say that the Intercity Property Investment Portfolio seeks to provide solutions to accommodation challenges that besiege both members of our communities and students alike. Some of our students that come to cities looking for education, but arriving here, they run short of accommodation. If they do get it, sometimes it's not secured, it's not up to standard accommodation. What this project is doing, this flagship project is doing, it ensures and assures all students that they will get safe, secure, but of course, good and accommodation, which is, it makes them to feel and see themselves as being important. I also want to say that maybe because of the work that we are doing here as the Department of Transport in already ensuring that we implementing the PPP, which is private-public participation. We have been given the responsibility to draft the private sector participation strategy. We're taking it to cabinet in the near future so that some of these things don't just happen by themselves, but they are based on documents that are there approved by cabinet, but also the people of South Africa. We have also been requested by the President to ensure the finalization of the freight logistic roadmap. I just want to mention this here today because we are already consulting on this one. And we're expecting everyone here to make contributions so that as we take it to cabinet for approval in the next 2 weeks, you've all made your contributions. What it is calling for is the separation of infrastructure from operations. For us in the transport sector, it's not anything new because already it is happening in the aviation sector. AXA, for instance, in the aviation sector, it owns our airport infrastructure. But the operators who are airlines, then they come and operate. All that they do, they go to the licensing councils, they apply for operating licenses, then the AXA give them the slot, then they fly all of us. Whether they are state-owned, your SAA, or privately owned like your SAF Air, your Airlink, and so on, they all get the slots, then they operate. This is what we're looking for in the freight logistic area, where we're going to have a state-owned company in the name of infrastructure manager owning the freight rail infrastructure, but then we're going to have the TR, which is Transport Economic Regulator, which is going to ensure that whoever wants to operate on that infrastructure can get the permit, and then, of course, the infrastructure manager will give them slot to operate. So if I've got a train, for instance, Cindy Chikunga train company, it will also operate. If it is Transnet Freight Rail, it will operate. If it is your train, it will operate for as long as you have the operating license. And this is what we would want to see happening sooner than yesterday, because our roads are no longer able to accommodate the number of trucks that we have in South Africa. So we're going to do this with or without any legislation. We look at the existing legislations, including the Companies Act, so that this can happen as soon as possible. It is actually for now suggesting that infrastructure manager company can be the subsidiary of Transnet. But with your inputs, we will decide as to whether it actually remains the subsidiary of Transnet or we have it established separately so that it takes decisions just like that. But here today, we are here to say this is yet another flagship project for PRASA. It is the flagship project that we are supporting as the Department of Transport. It is saying, good as PRASA, its mandate is to provide trains, but we can venture into other investment arena. And in this case, we're talking about here now providing accommodation and ensuring that our stations do get some funds. In fact, PRASA does make some money out of accommodation. I just want to conclude. I just want to apologize again by saying we'd like to offer our sincere appreciation to the board of PRASA that is led by Ms. Nozizwe Makamo, but also the chairperson of the PRASA CRES, the staff of PRASA led by the group CEO, Mr. Hisham Emram, and his executive management, project partners, and our hardworking teams. We hope and believe that out of these projects, more is going to happen for the good of South Africa and for the good of all of us. These accomplishments are the beginning of great strides to better the lives of South Africans through investments in transportation systems and world-class infrastructure. We are moving forward as a united front to secure in the knowledge that our efforts are contributing to building a better South Africa together. Through mixed-use development, we are building, we have said, for this transport month, October Transport Month, we said we are building Siaka, a better transport infrastructure. And therefore, I say to you, today's PRASA is better than yesterday's PRASA. And tomorrow's PRASA will be better than today's and yesterday's PRASA. We are moving forward in ensuring that we recover the corridors, in ensuring that we install the signaling, in ensuring that we upgrade our stations, in ensuring that we deploy mainline trains between Durban and Johannesburg. Already this is happening. And therefore we are moving forward, and we call upon all South Africans to join us on this journey. And we are saying to South Africans, the corridors and the infrastructure that we are recovering is not a government infrastructure. It is a public infrastructure. It is our infrastructure, and it is upon us, all of us, to ensure that the infrastructure that we are paying so much for is kept, is maintained properly, but also it is protected from any criminality, any vandalism. We own it, we take it as ours, and we love it, and we ensure that it is forever secured and it is well maintained. As government, we commit to ensuring that going forward, we will ensure that our rail infrastructure is properly maintained. We have started, we have learned some lessons, and we are now implementing that. We're paying a lot towards ensuring the security of our infrastructure, not anything less than 1.9 billion rand per year, and it is unsustainable if we continue to vandalize our own infrastructure. Let's take care of it, let's look up to it, let's protect it, let's love it. It's not government infrastructure, it is public infrastructure, our infrastructure. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Minister Chikunga. I think it's quite important. That's a very important message that we need to protect the infrastructure. We need to protect the trains that we are rolling out. Because of pressures of time, without wasting time, we are now going to hand over the certificates. Minister, if you could come to the front. Group CEO, Mr. Emran, if you can come to the front. And Chairperson Makamo, if you can come to the front. She will be handing over the certificates with the Minister and the Group CEO. The recipients, please, if you could walk up the stairs to my right, you will come and shake their hands, get the certificate, and then we'll take the pictures here, and then you can get off the stairs on my left-hand side. Without further ado, Mama, come if you can come. I will give you the certificate, and you will call out the teams.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is my ardent pleasure, firstly, to thank the Minister for being here with us on this very special day as we launch this fabulous project. It is also my ardent pleasure. People are the most important assets that we have. Yes, our trains are important, our buildings are important, but the people are also very important. Without them, the buildings and the trains do nothing. So it's my ardent pleasure to call to the podium the PRASA Crest team. Please come. This way. Maybe we should stand back. Yako Minister. Yako, bazoyithola kuwe. Can we have another one with the Minister actually handing over? Did you get the Minister handing over the certificate? Photographers. Yeah. Well done. Happy to announce another team. Interside team, please, I know they're going to receive their certificates again.
And that is the PRASA way. It is the tradition. We do recognize all the teams that are towards our rebuilding and recovery and making a difference in the organization. Ladies and gentlemen, it is that moment where we are at the end of the program. I would like to call upon the chairperson of the board, Mama Kamo, just to give a word or two, just to appreciate your attendance here. Mama Kamo, if you can come to the stage.
You want me to use this one? This one?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Once again, Honorable Minister, we really thank you for your time. We know that you've got very pressing business, and we are honored that you could come here and join us as we launch this fabulous project, flagship project, and also to see you, Guti Masiti Siaka. We're not joking. We're building. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. You spent here this morning so loyally waiting for this exciting launch. And we are very, very pleased that you could be with us. All protocol observed. I know that we've got some other members who joined us a little bit later. So if I didn't mention you by name, please excuse me. All protocol is observed. To our partners, thank you very much for working the way you do with us and for all the vision that you have. Let me thank our board members for taking the time to be here and to support management in everything that they do in trying to get us to step into the future. We're already in the present, actually, as PRASA. We started stepping into the future, but now we're in the present. So thank you very much to everybody. Thank you, CEO, for running the organization in the way that you do, Intersight, Cress, and the passengers who took time out of their busy schedules and didn't just get out of the station. Thank you for being here with us. PRASA is here for you. The trains are rolling, and this is especially for the people, so that we keep you moving and we keep you moving at an affordable rate. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Goodbye.
Thank you so much, Director. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the program. Thank you so much for being an exceptional audience. My name is Andiswa Makanda. I would also like to thank the members of the media who are here to cover this event. There will be an announcement. We are serving refreshments, but we're first going to allow the minister, the board, and the group CEO to move to the holding area that has been set for them. However, if you may remain seated for the announcement, we will be serving refreshments soon. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The event is officially closed.